Welcome to Talk Time, Life Unscripted. If you're new here, my name is Ken, and this is going to be your go-to spot where we dive into thought-provoking discussions, share lighthearted banter, and exchange real-life stories and have honest, relatable, and meaningful conversations. So let's get into it. Before we dive in, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more Talk Time, Life Unscripted. Did you know that since January 2025, 45% of companies expect major layoffs this year alone? Globally, over 190 companies have announced mass layoffs from the tech industry, retail, energy, and manufacturing. In the U.S. alone, approximately 30,000 United States federal employees have been laid off, and in this current climate, we are seeing these layoffs and terminations unfold at a rapid pace. As someone who was recently laid off, join me today to discuss my layoff journey and how I started to pull myself out of that rabbit hole of uncertainty. I know I'm not alone here, so I'm creating this channel to share my experience on how I took the challenge of staying motivated during these uncertain times. Losing a job can be one of the toughest experiences we face in our careers, but I truly believe that it can also be the catalyst for new opportunities and growth. If you've ever been in a similar situation, this will certainly hit close to home. For me, when I first got the news, there was this immediate shock and awe. There were lots of tears because I could not believe this was happening to me. After the shock kind of wore off a little bit, I then started feeling stuck in this whirlwind of emotions. There was these feelings of uncertainty and fear. I struggled with feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt and loss of self. If you're anything like me, my identity was wrapped up in my career. I would reach out to family and friends and they would say, your job is not who you are, but for me, working the same job with the same employer for the past 18 years, how could it not be? It was literally all that I knew. So there was this huge feeling that part of my identity was being stripped away. And that feeling was very, very real. As the job market has changed, I also started wondering if I was good enough or if I would really actually ever find another job. I was fortunate that I was actually offered a severance. I know a lot of laid off workers don't get a severance, so I was very grateful. However, in my case, my severance came with some conditions. I was told that I would have to keep working for 3 months until my last day of employment, which the company provided. I had no choice in the matter. I was also told that I would have to train my replacement. Yeah, you heard me right. I had to train the person who was taking over my job. The bottom line was, if I quit, I wouldn't get anything. So I had to stay until my last day or I would get nothing. Part of me felt like I was being held hostage. And this was just another huge slap in the face of what was going on with the company. I kept asking myself, how was I going to stay motivated to do my job for the next 3 months and in parallel train the person that was replacing me? I was even more angry, but I'll have to jump into that conversation in a future video. I do recall asking myself time and time again what I was going to do next and who was going to hire me at my age. I'm in my mid-50s, by the way. This current job market is brutal. And it was very easy for me to get discouraged. But despite all of the challenges, I refused to give up. I kept telling myself I was not giving up. I knew I had to stay positive and motivated if I wanted to find a new career path that would bring me joy. After doing lots of grieving and yes, many of the ugly cries, I found myself being motivated to start taking small steps towards my career goals. I updated my resume, my LinkedIn profile, and even started networking. As I had been out of the game for quite some time, I was fortunate to have access to a consulting firm to teach me a new way of looking for a job. I'm from the old school where we used to have to hit the pavement to look for a job, but all that has changed as everything is now done online. So I had to take the time to learn this new way of job hunting, and that actually even motivated me even more. I soon began to realize that this was not the end of my journey, but it was actually a new chapter. I've always believed in saying that change is good. I'm a firm believer that you can plan for life. You can plan for what you're going to do this year. You can plan for what you're going to accomplish next year. You can plan for your retirement. But life always has a way of sending you down an unexpected path that you never thought you would be on. And sometimes that unexpected path opens up new opportunities, and you have to embrace those opportunities in order to continue to grow. At this point, I was recharged, I was re-energized, and I discovered I now had the freedom to explore new possibilities and what I wanted to get next out of my career journey and my life. In retrospect, getting laid off was a good thing because it gave me the opportunity to reinvent myself. It pushed me to take risks and try new things and explore new career paths. Remember, getting laid off is not the end. Times are tough and the world is changing, but I encourage you to hold on to hope and stay positive. Remember, this is a chance to reinvent yourself and grow. Don't ever give up. Keep pushing forward because better days are ahead. If you've gone through a similar experience, I'd love to hear about it in the comment sections below. Thanks for hanging with me today on Talk Time Life Unscripted. Until next time, be extraordinary and know your value. We'll get through this together. Check out my next video on 5 things I learned going through this experience, and let's keep the conversation going. Ciao for now.